Snack has played a huge part in my training camp. The protein, the ZMA, everything, the pre-workout, it's played such a major part in my training camp, keeping me healthy, keeping me recovered, keeping me feeling good, strong, and ready for my next workout.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas here in San Antonio, being joined with Ronnie Shields. Ronnie, I want to talk to you about a few topics. First, your fighter a few weeks ago had a fight that ended up being pretty tough. Jermall going up against Montiel. What'd you make of the fight a few weeks removed now, and how the fight shook out?
Oh, I thought it was a great fight, man. It was a fan-friendly fight. You know, I think a lot of people didn't know our opponent Montiel, but you know, I was studying this kid, and I knew he was going to be a really awkward fighter. So, and you know, and he turned out to be that. But you know, he looked, you know, in this day and age, in the sport of boxing, you know, you can't take anybody lightly, and Jamal definitely didn't take him lightly. You know, but Montiel put up a great fight, and I was happy with the outcome.
He was the clear winner in the fight. There's no doubt. He won the fight. But at all, did you feel that it was a tougher fight than you guys thought it would be?
Well, you know, look, you know, in the round that Jamal hurt him, he hurt his hand. And, you know, he got a cast on his hand right now because of that. You know, and he just couldn't continue to hit him with his right hand the way he wanted to. He still was throwing it, but he wasn't throwing it with the intensity that it was he did when he hurt him in the 6th round. But look, you know, at this level of competition, at this, you know, in boxing, you know, everybody's going to be a tough fight. You know, because everybody, you know, look, every contender wants to be a world champion. So, you know, so this guy, he decided, yeah, I'm going to fight every round, and I'm going to give it my all every round. And he did. And, you know, it wasn't enough, but look, you know, he put up a great fight, and I commend him for that. And
not to mention, guys like him, they always rise up. They always get an extra gear when they face guys the elite level like a Jermall. The hand, what exactly happened, and how long till he's okay?
Well, you know, he got the cast on now, so I think he's getting it all. Well, he's coming up today, so I'll see if he got it all by now. But, you know, but look, again, you know, this is the sport of boxing, you know. Things happen, and you have to make adjustments inside the ring. We did, came out the winner, and that's all that matters.
There's been a lot of talk from Demetrius Andrade to Jermall about wanting a fight. You being his trainer, is that a fight that interests Jermall, that kind of gets the competitive juices flowing for him? Because I know Andrade's been calling for that fight for a long time now.
Well, you know, Andre has a big mouth. He talks a lot, you know, but, you know, it goes back years before when Andre signed a contract to fight his brother Jamal, and Andre was champion. So, and then Andre backed out of the fight. So once he did that, they say they'll never give him an opportunity to make money ever again with them in the sport of boxing. That's what it is.
So even now, even if there's more money involved or like pressure, to him it's like a no starter. Like that's it. He's done with him.
Absolutely.
It's a good fight though. I want to see it.
Of course, everybody want to see it, but you know, look. Sometimes when you do things in this sport, you know, some things are unforgivable. You know, and to me, that's one of the things that, you know, you denied his brother an opportunity to fight for the world title for no reason. You know, and well, the reasoning was because Jay-Z didn't want, he's left his promoter, Arthur Palullo, and went to Jay-Z. Jay-Z didn't like the fight, so he told him don't take it. So he didn't take it. So that's something he got to live with for the rest of his life.
He's having a hard time finding opponents, and I know a lot of fans have said like, hey, he's, you know, who has he fought with? Like he needs opponents. What do you make of that criticism, you as his coach, seeing how hard he works in the gym and knowing, like, no doubt he's elite, like he's the top of the top?
Well, he has a problem. You know, he has a problem. I mean, you know, he tried to get a fight with Canelo. Canelo told him to go to hell.
So literally, he said that?
Yes. He told him to get, you know, he went to the press conference in Dallas, and Canelo told him to get out. You know, he don't want to. He don't have.
Which press conference was it?
When in Canelo's last fight in Dallas.
Oh, you're talking about Andrade.
Yes, Andre.
I thought you were talking about Jermall. I'm like, wait a second, I didn't see Jermall go over there to Dallas. Like, this is news to me.
No, Andre. I'm talking about Andre. Andre.
Yeah.
You know, Canelo don't want to have nothing to do with it. Nobody want to have anything to do with it. look, it's the way you do things in the sport of boxing. It's how you handle yourself and stuff like that. And people want to see good fights, but at the same time, you got to have a moral issues come up, So that's what it is.
What do you make of you guys having trouble getting the Golovkins, the Canelos, those sorts of fighters?
Well, people always say, well, you're not fighting this guy, you're not fighting that guy. Sometimes those fights are hard to make, because of networks, affiliation, because of promoter affiliation, and it's just hard to make sometimes, It's not the fault of the fighters, but, it's issues that happen. The thing with Jamal and Castano now is they both with the same people. So as far as the promotional is concerned, and as far as the networks and stuff is concerned, they with the same people. So that fights like that are easy to make, But look at Golovkin. He's over at the Zone. Jamal is it's with PBC and Showtime. So who's going to show the net? Who's going to show the fight if it happens?
Take it to a purse bid. Whoever bids the most, they get the fight. But does it frustrate Jermall not being able to get those fights? I know for a long time now, years now, he's been calling for it. But does it get to him? Does the criticism from the people on Twitter and all that get to him?
Well, I don't think that get to him, but I think what get to him is that he wants to fight the best fights out there that's possible. So, but look. You move on, he's still champion of the world, so you go, and when he came up, he was a contender. There's so many contenders out there that want fights. So look, you just got to keep fighting, keep yourself busy. One day, one of the big fights will happen.
Hopefully not too late though, No,
I mean, look, he's 31 years old now, so he's still a young guy. He got a lot of patience, but one day soon we may be even moving up in weight. So who knows?
David Benavidez, I know they went at it for a little bit on social, but what do you make of that situation? Because David is saying that Jermall is afraid to fight him. He's just making excuses, and he doesn't really want that.
Well, a funny thing happened just a couple of days ago. I got a call from a friend of mine doing a podcast, right? He texted me first. I had no idea, but he just said, man, I need to talk to you. Could you come on my podcast? So I went on the podcast. Who's on the podcast? David Benavidez's father. His father, right? So, and I know David's getting ready to fight pretty soon. So, but his father came on and say, hey, I talked to Al Haymon and I talked to Louis DeCoubas Jr. and they say that they'll make the fight between David and Jamal. I said, you did? I said, well, I wonder why I didn't get a call. Because nobody called me about that. I said, I'm going to find out, right? So I called Al Haymon myself. Al Haymon said, I don't know where he get that from. I haven't talked to him. So he's lying, telling people that, that they talked to Al Haymon about fighting Jamal, and it's not true. So he's saying that to the public, but he's not saying that to the people that it matters to. So that's what it is.
Is that a fight, though, that you want to see that would interest Jermall with David Benavidez?
Well, it would have been better if Benavidez would have still been champion. Because Jamal beat him now. He just beat another opponent. Benavidez bring nothing to the table. What he had? He don't have anything. He was champion of the world. He lost his belt on the scale. Now he's trying to get the belt back. And he got to go through Canelo in order to do that. So, we fight him, it doesn't mean anything.
A fan would hear that and say, no, you'd be fighting what arguably is the number one 168-pounder in the world, and if you beat him, that immediately puts you into a conversation with Canelo.
So Jamal is already in a conversation with Canelo. Canelo came out the other day and said, he want to fight Caleb Plant, then Jermall Charlo. So why would Jamal need to go fight Benavidez to get to Canelo? What sense does that make? Why do he need Benavidez and we already go get Canelo?
Guys,
I mean, you know, you gotta stick with what makes sense, not with, you know, it's a fight fans want to see. Of course, fans want to see good boxing, but at the same time, you know, this is a business. So if you don't have to go through him to get to him, why go through him when we don't have to? He's right there.
Is that at all avoiding a fight?
Avoiding? No. Why? Who we avoiding?
Well, Benavidez for wanting to, like, I get it, but people watching would be like, oh, they're just saying that they want to avoid Benavidez to go to Canelo. Like, I get it. Like, Canelo's a guy that he's been wanting for years and years.
In business sense, we don't need Benavidez to get to Canelo. If we needed Benavidez to get to Canelo, then we'd have done that. You know, Jamal is already champion of the world. Benavidez is nobody. He has nothing. He has nothing to offer Jamal. So if he don't have anything to offer, what we need it for, we don't need him to get to Canelo. But he needs Jamal to get to Canelo, and we don't. He's the #1 contender, but Jamal is the world champion. Difference.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.